Hey, Gilbert can sit here, but explain to him ahead of time that I want to do some news. I don't want him just annoying everybody during it. And then after the news, we'll talk to him.
He'll be good.
And he'll be here for the Dennis Miller call. And he can guess how many ums and uhs that director did from Jonathan Demme. Scott says it's well into the hundreds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I never saw anything like it.
We have the full tape.
Let me just say one thing since we're wrapping up our
I'm not here.
Oscar coverage. We were invited to Joan Rivers' Oscar party.
I heard it was a real bomb.
And I'm looking at the guest list. It was in Richard Johnson's column today. This is who we could have been with, Howard.
Most of the people from the USA Cable Network are there.
You may be sorry that you didn't go.
What? Okay.
Joel Grey.
Oh.
Lynn Redgrave.
Oh.
Brenda Vaccaro. Blaine Trump, Dick Cavett, Deborah Norville, Dr. Ruth, Jeffrey Holder, Vincent Gardenia.
Oh, boy.
Nicole Miller, Leonard Stern.
Leonard Stern is the guy from Who Owns Hearts Mountain.
Yeah, George Plimpton, Charlie Finch.
Charlie Finch was there? But Joan Rivers knows nobody. She has, like, no friends.
Dina Merrill, and that's the end of names that anyone would recognize.
Dina Merrill, that's who Gilbert used to date. Yeah, for like 3 years.
Oops, sorry.
Well, good thing we didn't take you.
Hey, Gilbert, can you shut up?
I'm sorry.
Hey, Gilbert could kick Joel Gray's ass, I bet, in a fight. You think you could beat... Seriously, do you think you could physically take him?
There's no way I could lose.
Yeah. Gilbert could get a nose like Joel Gray's.
Why not?
Be cute. Hey, Gilbert.
Then you could do cabaret until you die.
Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried in Cabaret.
That's if I could take over for Artie Johnson.
I don't mind you being here, Gilbert. Just, when we're doing the news, you just mellow out. No, I'll interview you.
Yeah, you got to calm down.
Right. Yeah, relax a little.
All right. Well, there was
high-strung.
Big surprise yesterday, Howard. Jerry Brown won a caucus in Vermont.
Yeah, he's doing good.
So it doesn't mean a lot of delegates, but it's back-to-back wins for him. He took Connecticut a couple of weeks ago, and now Vermont, New York coming up. So now, feeling the heat, Bill Clinton has agreed to debate Jerry Brown 5 times before the New York primary.
Yeah, they're arguing now in their hotels.
How much more could we learn about these guys?
That's pretty big news. That's pretty big news, Robin. But even bigger news, Gilbert got laid last night.
No. Now, see there, Gilbert, you'll do anything to interrupt this news.
Yeah. He's slipping me notes. I got laid, and he's going like this.
It's on the headline of the Times.
You'll do anything to interrupt this news.
So you're saying that there'll be 5 debates?
Yeah. For the first one, I guess, was last night, or maybe they're even considering that thing they did at Gracie Mansion yesterday, one of the debates.
Yeah, Clinton's debate crazy.
But at least 3 more times they're going to meet and hash out the issues together.
I'd like to see the Democratic convention splintered into 1,000 pieces where neither of these guys got the nomination, and somebody just walks in and takes it. Somebody great, like Ted Kennedy.
Oh, please. You think the marriage will help Ted with the voters?
I've gone straight.
Well, we have a little bit of the debate from last night on tape. Let me see. I think you have... Let me see which way it goes and what
You got
order.
cross-exam, Bill Clinton, Jerry Brown, and Bill Clinton.
I know. That doesn't help me, Howard.
You've got... Well, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out what my lead-ins to these carts are.
All right.
And I forget which way I told Scott to take them.
You want Gilbert to talk during your figuring out?
No. I'm going to get it, Gilbert. You be quiet. All right. Here's Bill Clinton talking about Jerry Brown's flat tax proposal.
Okay, you sure this is the right one? There's 2 Bill Clintons.
All right. I know what I'm doing.
All right.
Here's what I would do. I would set up a system in which we invest more in education and training.
He numbered them wrong.
See? I knew you didn't know.
I couldn't trust Scott.
All right, I know what you want.
I could have told you ahead of time.
Yeah. Whatever you thought Scott did, he didn't. Were you out getting laid last night too, Robin? You didn't have sex with Gilbert.
No,
I knew it. I knew you 2 had something going on.
I was greasing up her breasts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you were listening yesterday.
So Bill Clinton says what he thinks...
No, that answer that he was just giving is...
Well, don't give that yet. Stick with what you have. I've got it straightened out now.
All right, so here's what Bill Clinton thinks of Jerry Brown's 13% flat tax proposal.
I'd get a tax cut out of it, and people that really make money in the 80s, they're going to get a killing out of it. It removes the deductibility for state and local income taxes, costs New York $4 billion, ends the Social Security Trust Fund, putting those funds into the budget with other things, runs a $180 billion extra deficit. So you have to go to 16 and 16 to get as much money as you're raising now, and if you replace
You know what this reminds me of? A guy who has rehearsed this answer 100 times, and now he's trying to get out every piece of information. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's saying.
He says that he'd get a tax cut out of it because he's in a high tax bracket. It would help the rich, and it would end all these programs that poor people benefit from.
Plus, what, did someone scorch his vocal cords?
Well, yes, that's true.
Jeez, what an annoying voice.
$100 billion in health insurance, that's another 8 and 8, or 24 and 24.
8 and 8, 24 and 24.
Well, he says he basically is saying that 13% will not work. And even Jerry Brown, before it was over, said, well, if it doesn't bring in enough revenue, I might have to up it a bit.
No. Gilbert, who are you for? Let's ask Gilbert. Come on.
Hitler.
Hitler? Is your man?
He's not running, Gilbert.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well,
He had such strong beliefs.
how much you want to bet Gilbert was playing with himself while we were talking about greasing up your breasts?
Oh, no.
How much you want to bet?
Be pretty stupid to bet against it. You'd really be an idiot.
I bet he was dreaming about that last
Yeah.
night, Robin.
Who would you find to bet against you on a thing like that?
All right, now.
Another question that came up during the debate yesterday was about
What kind of grease would you use on Robin's breast?
No, the New Jersey welfare plan.
Well, I would use...
Here he goes.
Here he
Now
goes.
He won't stop.
Now he won't shut up.
I'm sorry.
Gilbert, just shut
You
your
got
mouth.
off a good line, now calm
You
down.
were funny. That was
No,
funny.
no, all right, I'm sorry.
Hey, just shut up.
That near-death experience.
Or Jackie will beat you up. All right.
Anyway, the other another question that came up during the debate last night was about the New Jersey welfare proposal that would not raise the welfare benefit for a woman who had another child while on welfare. And here's what Bill Clinton said about that proposal.
All right. I hope he talks slow.
Here's what I would do. I would set up a system in which we invest more in education and training, in child care, and in medical coverage. Then I would require people who can work to do so.
Wrong.
And I would encourage innovation among the states.
Yeah, innovation.
But I think that for this administration to talk about welfare reform is a disgrace. They've done nothing to help us do it.
Listen, this guy, I don't know what he's talking about. You need a guy who says, listen, I would sew these women's vaginas up. That's what I would do if they continue to have
Let's
babies.
see if Jerry Brown said that.
No one will say it. Everyone talks about it. They're going to...
Let him say his piece.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to start interfering with such an intimate decision as when someone has a child or not.
No,
I don't think that's the right thing to do.
No, let's let him have 50 children, Jerry.
And it allows us to palliate our conscience when we're not committing this nation to the full employment, living family wage economy that I think is absolutely required by distributive justice.
How's a woman going to go to work who's single and keeps having babies to make money? You've got to stop this already. Come on, Gilbert, be serious for
I'm
once.
sorry.
I'm sorry. All right, he's sorry.
I believe in forced sterilization.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boy,
Wow.
Gilbert's a very tough man.
I
isn't
didn't
he?
know that.
Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it.
Damn it.
So anyway, Jerry Brown looking good. because
Quiet,
he's
Robin.
winning- Oh,
Damn
shut
it.
up.
Oh, sorry.
Very forceful.
Looking good because he won another caucus going into, the week prior to the New York primary. So Bill Clinton definitely on the run.
Gilbert's for forced sterilization because he knows he'll never get any of these girls pregnant.
That's right. He just sterilized
So
them
it
all.
doesn't hurt me.
Right.
Because I'm not having any kids anyway.
Yeah, won't interfere with his sex life.
It's a decision that doesn't change me at all.
Gilbert, you should be able to get welfare mothers.
Oh,
in bed with you. They're pretty desperate.
Oh, Gilbert, that feels so good.
Gilbert, give me some more money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me another can of that peanut butter. Give me another pound of that cheese.
You can have all my food stamps.
Gilbert, you're the best.
Oh, yes. Yes, I ain't just saying that for the food stamp. I really mean this. Oh, that feels so good.
All right, Gilbert. I have to go on to another
Hey,
story.
Push that rat off the bed.
Push that right off the bed. Hey, like Gilbert's impression of a black woman. It's excellent.
He's obviously been with some.
He's obviously he sleeps with women who sound like Mom's Mabley.
Because that's a frightening impression.
It's like Kingfish with breasts. Hey, babe, Gilbert.
Well, let's have some intercourse. And let's perform some filet-mio.
Attorneys for Mike Tyson are looking to the Indiana Supreme Court after losing a bid to get him free on bail. They went to that appeals court yesterday and got the decision that Mike Tyson does have to stay in jail pending any appeal. So they're now going to go to an even higher court. They're not going to let it rest there. But one of the things that the appeals court judges considered was the fact that he had already gotten into trouble in prison. They said if he can't follow those simple rules, how do we expect him? Because you know what they were offering? They were offering that Mike Tyson would stay basically confined to his home or stay in Ohio if they wanted him to, and only see women that he already knew and had a relationship with.
There you go.
About 6,000.
And they said, look, he can't follow the rules in jail that say do not give out autographs.
Well, what do you want from the guy?
Eat your food and give us an educational evaluation. So they said, you know, since he can't follow those stupid rules, let him sit there.
Man's got him right where he wants him. I'll tell you that. Well, since you're so stupid that you can't even eat right, you can't even eat the meals, we're not going to let you out.
That's right.
Oh, boy, it's the worst being a prisoner, man.
Tell you.
Think he's had sex with any prisoners yet?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty new yet.
Mike, you got a nice winter.
Well, that's an awfully nice rectum you got there, Mike. We're going to make that into the size of a basketball hoop.
You think Mike will be the woman or the man? Mike Tyson.
Well, I think you want variety in sex.
Right.
Keeps the relationship alive.
He's not too bright. I bet he gets lost in his cell.
Hey, which way to go?
All right. Let me take a break, Rob. We'll come back to some more news. Gilbert's behaving himself. He's doing okay.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, as long as we keep him in line.
Yeah. You got to crack the whip.
Yeah, he's funny when you have him in small doses. All right, we'll come back with Gilbert Gottfried. Where are you appearing, pal?
Funny Bone in Philadelphia on the 3rd.
Oh, that he's serious about.
Yes. All of a sudden he drops all voices.
Yes. Look, all kidding aside, Howard. Funny Bone on the 3rd in Philadelphia.
Right.
USA up all night, I guess. And that's every Saturday.
And Dennis Miller you'll be here for the Dennis Miller call.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't spoken to him in about 5 years.
And Caroline's I'm doing sometime soon. I don't even know when.
I see.
That I don't even know.
That's Gilbert's trick.
Yeah.
No, I
He likes to act like he's not that interested in his own career, so he always throws in one name. I know I'm doing Caroline's, but I don't know when.
I actually don't.
All right.
It just means he'll be back. That's what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, to plug that date. We'll be back right after
At
these
the party,
words.
she passed me and said, yeah, you'll be back.
Right. You'll be back we'll be back right after these words. You're a New York driver. This is an important message for you. It's time to check out Tri-State Consumer Insurance Company's low rates. Just dial 1-800-JOIN now. For example, in a recent policy comparison for Queens, State Farm insurance premium was $2,300. Tri-State's premium was $1,176. Who knows how much savings that is? That's a savings of $1,200, Robin.
Wow.
$1,200 a year. Now, how does Tri-State Insurance do it?
How do they do that?
Yeah, how do they do that? Well, there are two simple ways. First of all, you're dealing directly with the source, with Tri-State Consumer Insurance. When you call this 1-800 number, 1-800-JOIN now, you're not dealing with a broker or an outside agent, so they keep their costs down. You deal directly with the insurance company. Also, Tri-State only insures good drivers, so you don't end up paying for other people's mistakes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Wait a second,
Gilbert just has to see you, and he starts doing it.
Gilbert was doing Gary the whole time in here.
Here, boss. Wait, let me wrap up this tape, boss. Just a second. Just right just leave after this, boss. Come on, boss. Boss, please, boss. Please, boss, it's very important, boss. Come on, let me get out of here, boss. Boss, will you please, boss?
Gary's in here driving me crazy. He wants to leave right after the show today. He has to get his sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tired, boss.
You know, I thought it was interesting that he came in from the airport.
Yeah.
Was that his original plan?
No, I made him do it.
I heard
Took me an hour to get in, boss.
Gary's got to get home and watch the Oscars.
Gonna watch the Oscars, boss.
I got to get home really tired. Anyway, so how does Tri-State Consumer Insurance do it? Okay, number one, you're dealing directly with them. And also, secondly, Tri-State only insures good drivers, so you don't end up paying for other people's mistakes, all right? So that's it, Tri-State Consumer Insurance. If you want low prices, you call 1-800-JOIN now. I just blew snot out of my nose. 1-800-JOIN now, all right? 1-800-JOINNOW. And Gary's like, can I go home after the Dennis Miller call, Wolf? I said, well, I suppose. I mean, if you're that tired. I mean, I'm sure you slept on the plane.
I couldn't sleep on the plane, boss. There was a baby crying behind me, boss. I gotta get home, boss. Let me just put this tape away, boss.
I've got two things to say.
Yeah.
I slept for 4 hours on the plane, and your phone calls can be blocked, buddy. All I have to do is not tell Howard you called, and that's it.
Right.
Oh, boy, am I mad.
Gilbert, by the way, starring in all those annoying Models commercials. How'd you get hooked up with them?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's got like hockey uniforms on and stuff.
You're kidding.
Yeah, actually, they're pretty good commercials.
Yeah, well, I care a lot about my products. So.
You're very selective about who you endorse, aren't you?
I don't care about the money.
Time
Just as long as it looks good.
to decide who to endorse.
Yeah, but your Gilbert did for like $150.
Models?
I'm very, very selective about who I use. If they call me, I use it. If you can find my agent's number, I do it.
My girlfriend's name's Modell.
Yeah.
Hi, me, Modell.
Hi, Gilbert. Gilbert Gottfried appearing in many places, too numerous to mention here.
That's the Funny Bone on the 3rd. And,
all right.
yeah, USA Up All Night. And
okay.
Caroline's Call Him and find out. I don't know.
We're in the news here now, and Gilbert has agreed to be quiet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The John Gotti trial continues.
I'm sorry, I just lost it.
Jury should start deliberating today. They had another strange thing happen just before the case went to the jury, though. They booted one of the jurors off the panel.
Well, what do you make of that?
Well, this one, they said, had what they considered a slight prejudice against the government. She was disqualified after she said she could not recall writing a note saying that it appeared that an FBI agent at the prosecution table might have used secret signals to communicate with an FBI witness.
Seen some weird things. Gotti must have been upset. He probably wants that woman.
Yeah, she was against the prosecutor, so
right.
He definitely she was a Gotti juror.
I'd be freaking out. I say he's going to be found not guilty of everything.
How long do you think the deliberations will take?
It'll be done by tomorrow.
Oh, dear.
They just want to get home.
What did you think of that prosecuting attorney who got up and told the jurors that their lives might be in danger and that they should consider
not just finding the guy not guilty. He's a prosecutor.
They should consider what would happen to other people if this man is, they have a personal responsibility to everyone else who might be affected by him if he goes back out on the street.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer being a Gotti juror or just like having cancer? At least you have a chance of curing cancer.
Oh, I would prefer to be a Gotti juror.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd have a hard time with that.
And I know it wouldn't take me long to figure out how to vote either.
We'll see. Miss Brave.
Of course, I'm sitting here.
Oh,
and the other day, you know what I meant to mention?
Let's ask Gary. Gary, what would you like to be on the Gotti jury?
In conclusion, I don't know.
Right. Come up for air, Gary. All right, Robin. Now, what else
Did
is
you see yesterday, just before the case went to the jury, was it yesterday or the day before, that they had protesters outside of the courtroom, and they were marching around, lots of blacks and Hispanics marching around with signs that said Free Gotti.
Yeah, but...
And all that stuff, and they were all paid.
Yeah, they were all paid.
I said, they got a bunch of homeless people to march around with these stupid signs.
It's a good idea. Looked like my entourage when I got fired from NBC, but I paid.
They certainly didn't look like Gotti supporters to me.
No, they didn't.
Well, I got $1 for it.
I like Gotti.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah. I always supported the mafia.
Yeah. Wasn't Gary one of the protesters?
In Port St. Lucie, Dwight Gooden gave blood and saliva samples
Right.
to local police yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
And,
Gilbert gives blood and saliva samples after each date.
his lawyer wrote a letter to the authorities down there a while ago saying that Dwight Gooden never forced this woman to have sex with him,
Right.
never raped the accuser, never prevented her from leaving his house, and never grabbed her and forced her into a bedroom in his house.
Is it possible to have sex without forcing them?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that's the hard part.
Boy,
Huh, Gilbert?
that's news to me.
Yeah. It's got to be a little bit of force.
Yeah.
Just to get things going, right?
Don't you need a gun or something?
For some reason, Dwight was the only one asked to give samples.
Really?
The other two were not.
Interesting, Robin.
What do you make of that?
Force.
Gary has something to say about that.
And then when you consider that, any conclusion.
So anyway, yesterday the accuser was also in Florida, and she spent about 8 hours at the police station.
Oh, yeah?
Answering more questions, but no one would say exactly why she spent that long there as well. They hope to wrap this up before the Mets break spring training, which happens in a few days, apparently. Dwight Gooden will be staying in Florida because he's recovering from an injury. The other two will be leaving with the team, however, should nothing else occur.
Look at Gilbert breaking... I don't know, he's breaking himself up.
What's going through that head?
No, man. You know what it is? When you get a second chance at life, you get giddy.
I guess so. Everything makes him happy.
Right.
Well, you know, when you face stuff like that.
He faced death.
Yeah, you really come back with a whole new perspective.
Howard, Robin, you know, I was laying on the floor, passed out. I didn't want to call an ambulance because, God forbid, the New York Post would say, front page, Gilbert Gottfried rushed to hospital.
It couldn't even make it in Hank Gallows section.
I know. Now, we're all laughing because we're imagining Gary out there boiling at Gary's.
Leona Helmsley got a scary letter from some prison Nazi group.
Really?
Yeah.
They're going to get her in there?
They wrote the letter, and they addressed it to Dear Jew Excrement.
Sounds like Gilbert's fan club.
That's what I have on my mailbox.
Right. Jew excrement.
Yeah. And they threatened that they were going to disfigure her face horribly.
Couldn't be any worse than what it is.
So horribly that reconstructive surgery will not be possible. And you will be looked upon as a repulsive freak by all who see you.
At least Harry won't know the difference. Leona, you're so beautiful.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
The
Richard...
letter was signed by the Aryan Brotherhood.
Hey, Fred, that's your group. Well, I'll tell you something. Richard Simmons was working on me the other night. He was working on me pretty hard. And he said that Leona shouldn't go to jail.
Well, now if the Aryan Brotherhood's going to get her.
I don't know. You see, I just feel she's so arrogant. She should go to jail for those stupid, those TV commercials she ran. Never mind the taxes.
How jaded I am? I said, Leona just wrote these letters to herself.
Absolutely. You know it. You know she probably got someone to write those.
But would you address the letter, Dear Jew Excrement?
She's got low self-esteem.
I thought that was pretty incredible. They say that Helmsley was always...
Hey, it got to her, Robin, didn't it? They addressed it to Jew Excrement, and they sent it to Leona Helmsley's house.
Miss Helmsley, letter for you.
Well, apparently she always got hate mail, but apparently
they weren't sure who to send it to until
never let her see them before. This one really has her scared. She's scared to death now to go to prison.
Oh.
Because she's afraid they're going to get her.
Right.
They say she's almost immobilized with fear after reading the letter. They said it was followed up by another letter. So,
was it signed Louis?
No.
It's an inside joke.
But I thought that was interesting. I thought it was the person who writes to us all the time.
Yeah.
Dear Jew Excrement.
Dear Jew Excrement. I get a lot of those like that. I'm half Jew, though. I don't understand it.
They're half-Jew excrement.
Dear half-Jew excrement.
A female Harvard psychiatrist is on the hot seat in Boston this week, accused of driving one of her young patients to suicide. Now, this is usually the other way around.
Yeah, they're supposed to help.
Well, no, usually you hear about male psychiatrists forcing, female patients to have sex,
right.
or do this, or do that.
And what is her name and what's her number?
Her name is Margaret Bean Bayog, and she's 48. She allegedly wrote to her 28-year-old patient detailing a series of graphic, often sadomasochistic sex fantasies. Things like, if you want me to be powerless, helpless, and totally dependent on you, I want to be that. I abandon myself to you. I even want you to abuse and degrade me. Do absolutely anything you want to me,
Who said
no matter
that?
how forbidden.
Who says that, the psychiatrist?
Yes.
Wow.
She wrote this supposedly or allegedly to her patient.
I wouldn't commit suicide after I read that. I'd jump right on.
Can you read that letter over again?
I'll
Slowly.
read another one to you.
Naked?
I adore you. I am your slave.
Yes.
I do not exist except to serve you and give you pleasure. I am surprised you keep me tied up. I wonder if you don't realize how much I am in your power without that. She denies any wrongdoing in the case, of course.
Right.
However,
That's
she does
right.
admit to some unconventional sort of therapy where she called him baby during their sessions and he was required to call her mommy.
Oh, Mommy. I'm so sick, Mommy.
Apparently, the young man decided to commit suicide shortly after she stopped seeing him because he could no longer pay the fees.
Mother is locked up in the basement.
Oh, it's horrible. It's blood everywhere. Get that girl out of that room. Woman. Mother, how could you?
Wolf?
Wolf, how could you? Wolf, no, Wolf, no.
Michael Jordan cleared his name at the National Basketball Association headquarters yesterday, but later apologized for letting people down with questionable associations with high-stakes golf and poker gamblers.
Understandably.
Not even Michael Jordan, he said. The controversy involved 3 checks he wrote, reportedly for $165,000 in gambling debts.
Gilbert made me pass schnapps around.
Again?
Yeah.
The National Hockey League faces another strike deadline today. They postponed a Monday deadline to 3 p.m. today to give themselves a chance to vote on the latest proposal by the owners. However, whatever committee looks over these things have recommended a thumbs down on the proposal. So there might be no more hockey the rest of this season.
Yeah. Well, you tell those hockey players nobody even cares a little bit whether there's hockey or not. All right, Robin.
The prosecution in the Rodney King beating is now listening to testimony as to whether race had anything to do with this beating.
I don't think so.
No.
They're now considering the statement. It was like gorillas in the mist right there.
LAPD.
A statement made by Officer Lawrence Powell about another call he had just made.
Well, you know I backed the
Into the
LAPD.
computer.
You know I backed them on this.
I know that. But
the
let's
Rodney
listen
King
to a little
beating.
bit of the cross-examination
All right.
of Mr. Powell yesterday.
You referred to that call as right out of Gorillas in the Mist. Yes, there were no gorillas there, were there?
No, I didn't see any.
Was that movie playing on their TV when you were there?
I didn't go inside their house.
Did you see anything regarding Gorillas in the Mist while you were at that location?
Did I see anything?
Yes.
No.
But you described that call to Karina Smith as being right out of Gorillas in the Mist.
Yes, I did.
I meant greatest
And
of
she
the
said,
lost
let me
dog, Your
guess
Honor.
who be the parties. And you said, good guess.
Wow. Powerful testimony.
I don't know what it means.
I meant to say Superman 4.
Yeah. So we're seeing right out of Superman 4.
Yeah, it was.
Your Honor.
I mixed up my movie references.
I'm not a movie buff. What am I, Roger Ebert? I mean,
was
the time of
gonna
stress.
Yeah, I was going to say it was right out of Citizen Kane.
Yeah. Rosebud.
Yeah.
All right. I got to take a break.
That's what's happening.
All right, Robin. When we come back, we'll talk to Gilbert. We'll just vamp with Gilbert a few minutes so we get to that Dennis Miller phone call.
Vamp.
We'll vamp it out, and we'll take a few phone calls. Gilbert's here. Gilbert will be at... Where?
The Funny Bone on the 3rd.
Funny Bone at the 3rd, Robin.
And sometime at Caroline's.
Yeah.
Okay.
We come back, we'll make fun of Gilbert's sex life and how funny he was in the hospital when he was dying.
I'll never forget. I could have died.
I could have died. I really... And you know, Howard, it makes me realize something. Like, maybe this business that we're in isn't so important. Maybe it's time to reevaluate. I said, Gilbert, as soon as your appendix scar stops hurting you, don't worry, what are you going to do when you get out of hospital?
Could you move the television to the right a little bit?
Howard, could you get me some pajamas? The kind with the drawstring? Because...
Oh, these aren't permanent press. Could you...
Because my appendix scar hurts. And Howard, could you buy me a thermometer?
Thanks. Could you get me a stereo system?
All right.
The radio's hard to listen to.
We'll be back right after these words with Gilbert Gottfried. Gary, you want to do a commercial for Brother Fax?
Yes, I do.
Good. Gilbert Gottfried here as well. Dennis Miller on hold. We'll get to him in a second.
Oh, he's on hold?
Yeah, but we got to get the Brother Fax commercial done before we talk to Dennis.
Well, he's
Go ahead.
right here on time.
No, I don't want to do it.
Come on, say something nice about the Brother Fax machine.
Well, they're really good. You know, they got the anti-curl system because we use the Brother Fax here in the office. And we fax the logs every morning to our different stations. And it's got automatic cover page. And it's got anti-curl system. And it's got auto. You could store numbers in the auto dial, like we dial the same numbers up every morning.
Right.
So you have auto dial. And it's good. And it's also a copy machine. It makes real good copies without curling as well. Can I show him this thing, Howard?
What?
Yes.
Show him what?
This thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Screw Magazine has Gilbert on the cover with a big thing. It's his freeloader of the year, Gilbert Gottfried. All right, Brother Fax Machine is the best. You know why Brother Fax Machine is so great? It is great because it has the anti-curl system. Available at Staples, J&R Music World, and Nobody Beats the Wiz. Brother Fax. Thank you. All right, Gilbert, this is a big moment for me, so don't ruin it.
Yeah, okay.
Dennis Miller used to be a frequent guest on our program, and...
well, not frequent, but he had done it a couple of times.
You know, considered us friends. And then, out of nowhere, for no apparent reason at all, Robin.
Well, quite frankly, there was no reason.
There really was no reason. And we've never really been able to talk to him since... How many years ago has it been since we've talked?
How many years has it been since we were in Los Angeles last?
Right.
Because that's when it happened.
All right, let's get Dennis on the phone. Now, Gilbert, you can say stuff, but only if it's really relevant.
Oh, all right.
Dennis?
Yeah?
Is that you?
Yes, sir.
This is the real Dennis Miller?
Oh, yeah, it's him.
When Gilbert does radio, does he shut his eyes there, too?
No.
Okay.
Gilbert, when Gilbert's dying in a hospital, he's a whole different Gilbert.
Then I look like Eddie Cantor.
Gilbert was really strange. I went to see Gilbert. I felt really bad for Gilbert, Dennis. Gilbert had an appendix operation.
He did.
And he almost died. He had, how many antibiotics were you? 5 different antibiotics?
Oh, I had in both arms and in the shoulder.
Yeah. He had IVs going in and out.
And a tube in my penis.
Did you? Oh, you did have a tube in your penis.
Yes, I had a tube in my penis, and
While
before
we
you
were
got there,
sitting
tubes
You
in
had
the
that
nose.
when you went into the operation.
Especially
Right.
while you were there.
Gilbert had a tube in his penis since he's 9.
When Robin walked in, I put the tube in my penis.
All right, you know what, Gilbert? I don't want to talk about your
Sorry.
medical problems. I got Dennis on the phone.
Sorry.
All right, Dennis. So anyway, how many years ago was it that we stopped talking? Well, you stopped talking. I didn't stop talking.
Well, let's see. At that point in my life, I still had a tube in my penis, so that was a good 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's been that long.
Now, you want to tell me what I did that was so wrong?
Nothing, Howard.
Oh.
I just like to put a little time between appearances. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is incredible spacing.
building up anticipation.
I hate to schlep my act too frequently. I just thought, a
No,
good
I know what it was.
12 to 1,300 days, and then, I had worked up a few new jokes.
We were in California interviewing Dennis, and we used to do some pretty good shows together, right?
We were the Hope and Crosby.
Well, I
of
wouldn't
the
go
late
that
80s.
far, but I would say that we had a nice rapport, and to the point where we even were somewhat friendly off the air, I mean, we would talk and stuff. We almost even entertained the idea of getting together for dinner.
I was intrigued by the fact that such a Rasputin-like figure seemed to be a good family man.
I was.
Yeah, well, I know
you
you
wanted
are.
to go observe that.
Yeah, he wanted to see that in action.
Well, I used to, when I do your show, I'd go in your office and see the picture of the kids and all that. And I used to think this guy is so deranged on the air, and yet he seems to be a pretty good guy. So
I'm a good guy on the air. I don't understand why people find a difference between me on the air and off the air.
Well, you don't rant the way you do off the air.
Yeah, but I'm tired after I get off the air. I mean, what am I supposed to do, walk around like a raving lunatic? Nobody talks like this. This is unnatural. I shut up the rest of the day. So I don't know. So everything was going along well. And I delved into every guest's personal life, and I delved into your personal life. And I asked you about it. I asked you about your previous marriage and stuff.
Well, the reason was that his fiancée, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, how's that going? You still married?
yeah.
She was nice, man. And I was real complimentary to his new wife. I thought she was real cute.
Mm-hmm.
More than cute.
But that brought up the whole thing.
So that brought up the first wife thing. So after we were taping that day, Dennis says to me, "Hey, man, I didn't like those questions about my first wife." Don't.
No, I didn't.
He says,
There wasn't a question. I just made a reference to it.
All right, let me finish. So he says to me, "Hey, as long as it's on tape," I said, "You know what? I'll cut out those questions. I'll do you a favor because it's not important to me. It didn't go anywhere. There's no big deal. I cut it out. It never aired.
Right.
I was just asking. I didn't know if you know, most people aren't uptight about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had Robert Klein in here. We did 2 hours, and his ex-wife called in. They were yelling at each other. It was great radio. Even Robert said so. So
Did
you
he
never
have
know.
the saddle shoes on?
No.
Okay.
But you know, as an interviewer now that you're interviewing, you don't know what people's sensitivities are. True?
I fully expect I've already dealt with somebody on the show that I won't see for 4 years, though.
Who would that be? See, now you know what it's like.
Yeah, but
Who have you dealt
it
with?
doesn't seem to. It doesn't get into my head either.
Who did you deal with that didn't go well?
I asked Al Gore something that I think would prohibit him from coming back on the show.
What did you ask him?
I asked him if he or his wife rolled a tighter joint.
Well, see? Who does?
He wouldn't answer.
Now, Al Gore, isn't his wife
Tipper.
Tipper?
Tipper, and they admitted they used to smoke marijuana, so that was, they said that for the record. So.
I don't think that's such an outrageous question.
No, I didn't either, but he had that sort of look in his eye.
Like, hey, what do I need you for?
Yeah, like I had stepped over the bounds.
Right. So, okay, and I don't even think, knowing what I knew about you, I didn't think it was that outrageous a question. Because, what are you going to talk to people about? You're going to sit there and talk about what? What, Saturday Night Live forever? No. You want to talk about their personal life, see what's going on.
Right.
I mean, Gilbert's personal life is fascinating. You should see what goes on there.
And Gilbert's he's completely unfiltered about sharing it, right?
Well, I found out plenty when I went to the hospital and visited him, and he was like, I have to get out of the business. I'm just realizing that the business...
doesn't want me.
It's not worth it.
It was like that Indian director on the Oscars.
Yeah, oh, man. Did you see that guy?
Oh, I did. That was kind of sad, wasn't it? What was he in for?
Well, Robin and I are thinking of adopting him through the Sally Struthers program. Because he had flies around his head.
Can you help this director, please? he's senile. He's about to die.
But anyway...
I did want to thank you in the interim 4 years for sending your aide de camp,
Stuttering John?
Stammering Leon or whatever,
Yes.
over to my press conference.
Stuttering John, that was pretty funny.
Jesus, he was like a heaven sent for me.
I know, but here's
Because all these people were sitting in the audience thinking, is this guy going to exhibit any ability to think on his feet? And he was perfect.
But don't you think, though, that this is kind of silly of you? I mean, you carried on let's face it.
You got real angry.
You really got angry, admit it.
No, I didn't.
Be honest.
No, I didn't.
Oh, come on, Dennis. You were angry with me.
Howard, in the interim 4 years, I've heard from so many people how much you loathe me.
Of
and
course.
how much you completely denigrate me on your show.
Of course.
That you start to think, well, I guess the guy just hates my guts. So, there's two sides to every issue.
I don't hate your guts as long as you continue to call in and be a part of the show. When you stop calling in, then I hate your guts.
Yeah, but when people call you and say, listen, this guy really goes off on you regularly, you just, well, I'm not going to bother him.
Yeah, but I only started going off on you after you didn't show up for like a year. Gave you a year to return.
Oh, you gave me a year half-life period?
No, we play for keeps. Let's be honest. You know what I did get kind of vicious, Robin, I admit that.
Yeah, I know that.
But I always said
I
Dennis...
never took that personally either, but you start to get the feeling, and then I hear that
I never...
not really a fan of what I do, and you just start thinking, well, I was bothering. He was probably carrying me the first couple times he had me on.
I never attacked you professionally. I attacked you personally.
Oh, wrong.
You would always say he's a funny guy.
I always said you were funny, but I said you had the morals of a, what would I say, of like Hitler. I would attack you personally, never professionally. You know that. I always found you funny.
And he was offended by that for some reason.
Our outlist is not a fun...
You really brought Hitler up?
Yeah.
You do hate it when somebody doesn't go.
Our outlist is not a fun place to be. It's just not a fun place to be at all. Hey, Chevy sucks, doesn't he? Chevy Chase. Now that you're back on our good list, Dennis, don't you think that guy's a jerk? What's the last funny movie you've seen him in? Can't think of one, huh?
Well, see, now if I answer anything with you, you'll say I'm vapid, but I actually thought the invisible thing was all right.
Boy, oh boy.
You're on the out list again.
Come on, Dennis, align with me. Hate with me. Hate with me.
Join me. Holy alliance of hatred.
Join with me.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute. He and Chevy did that whole promotion where the two anchors are meeting each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hey, I'm the one who said you shouldn't do a monologue on your TV show. Just come out and do an anchoring thing.
Well, I do it twice a week now.
You should do it every night.
No, it doesn't work every night. But you can fit it in twice a week. You know what?
How bad is a new guy on Saturday Night Live doing? Now, be honest. He's doing terrible. I like Kevin, too. He's a nice guy. I've met him a couple of times, but you got to be honest. Why isn't anyone honest?
Well, you know what happens, Howard, is every time you
change, everyone says the guy sucks.
Right.
But,
I mean, I got it, too. So, you're never going to win in that position.
I don't know.
I mean, they used to say the same thing about me. They'd say, why don't you do it like Chevy Chase?
I don't recall them saying that.
Really? Well, I do, and I was in the belly of the beast. It's a pretty... Right. It's one of those positions where you're always, Does
Kevin wear a hairpiece?
No, but I did.
Kevin wears a hairpiece, right?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. How do you work with a guy?
Oh, boy.
Oh, come on.
He's telling us he's the only man in America who can't tell.
That was a very weak, I don't know.
Don't you think Kevin should tip his wig to the crowd? Don't you think that would get a laugh? That's like an insane asylum in here. Dennis is going, now I remember why I don't call in.
He's already having his bad time.
You got to admit, whenever I did the show with you, I seemed to revel in the chaos.
You did get into it. I don't know, man. We were doing so good together, and then it saddened me when you gave up on us.
Well, you know, how when I was like I said, I think it's good to put an Olympics between your appearances on any show.
You know what Howard's theory was? That, what's those two guys named? Lovitz and Carvey got a hold of you.
Yeah, those two little wimps.
Why? Do they not like your show?
Carvey was thinking of doing a little character based on me, and I just basically said to him over the radio, I said, if you do a negative sort of spoof of me, I will make your life miserable. I will talk about you every day. I will just make you I will find out everything about you and report it every day.
Boy, I'm trying to think.
And he kept his little mouth shut. You know what I mean? He just shut up.
And what about Lovitz? It seems like there's a trend here.
Lovitz's career is going very well. Good move to leave Saturday Night Live. Unbelievably. You see, Dennis...
I'll let you know in another 6 months. I might become a lot more regular than you thought, Howard.
I know. Dennis could be in I'll be with Gilbert at Toads. No, but you always have stand-up and stuff going on.
Dennis the Simile Machine Miller.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I was surprised you took a talk show on. I really was. I pictured you for like a
sitcom?
Sitcom, or maybe even doing like a half-hour sort of like a abbreviated version of Saturday Night Live, like maybe like a In Living Color kind of concept.
Well, you know, I just thought this was the thing to try right now.
Don't you hate interviewing people?
You know, I'm just learning, so I can't really say.
You can't really say, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've only
done
done 9 weeks of it. So
you're too hip to sit there and kiss ass.
Yeah.
If Kevin Nealon came on your show, what would you ask him?
Would you ask him about his toupee? That is the worst toupee.
Animal rights activist. I'd probably ask him about that.
Let me ask you a question, Dennis. Be honest.
Yeah.
Who has the worst toupee, Chevy or Kevin Nealon?
Well, I got to go Shatner.
Shatner. Who have you had on recently?
Shatner's has the word welcome stenciled on it.
See, Dennis is in a weird position. In order to get guests on his show, he's got to be nice to them. But these are the same people Dennis used to make fun of.
No, that's just not true.
Do you think Kevin should wear a different color wig every week on Saturday Night?
I really don't think he wears a wig. I don't know how you picked that out.
I don't know.
You don't think, or you know he doesn't?
A yellow or blue or something like that?
Well, I worked with him for 6 years, and I was never aware of that.
Hey, who is the bitterest Saturday Night Live alumni? It's got to be Gilbert. I mean, Gilbert was, and everyone goes, you were on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, nobody knows Gilbert.
Yeah,
Well, Gilbert hated the experience, didn't he?
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I used to talk to him about it, Catch a Rising Star, and it seemed like he held nothing but rancor for the place.
Yeah, well, you know, Gilbert's pretty rancor.
I'm a rancor guy.
He is.
But then I used to see Gilbert on that multi-leveled set for the Alan Thicke show also, didn't I?
He lives up there in the kit book.
Yeah, well, Gilbert hated that, too.
I was going to say, that was much better than that.
It seems the proper place for Gilbert is Cable USA.
Oh,
Up all night.
Up all night. He's totally comfortable with that. He doesn't badmouth those guys. Can't blame anyone for that. That seems to be pretty successful, Gilbert. That's into its, what, third year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was up against Gilbert for a Ace Award for Best Host of a Variety Show.
And you won that.
So you do care, Howard.
You did, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Do you
But,
think Billy Crystal...
I was up against Gilbert's movie.
So who's all your new Hollywood friends since you moved out there?
Well, yeah, I used to live here years ago, so really
Hanging out with Billy Crystal and Rob Reiner.
Nope, haven't talked to either of those guys.
Get to know Henry
Billy
Winkler.
had a nice ad-lib, didn't he, the other night?
What, with the silent talking?
Yeah, that was quick.
I thought it was quick, but why does he have to mug and throw hardballs at the television after he does it?
Well, you know, he evidently...
Did you really think he was funny? Let me ask you something.
I thought that was a great line. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought that was a great line.
All right, that was one great line. But I'm talking about as a comedian. The guy rolls out as Hannibal Lecter, right? Shouldn't he have done something as Hannibal Lecter? Why is that great?
Well, Howard, you have to remember the venue, for God's sakes. Neither one of us is ever going to be in a venue like that where you got to play 5 million people or...
A billion.
5 billion people?
A billion people. Yeah, I guess maybe
you know,
you're right.
don't you think you have to use broader strokes there? What are you going to come out and do?
You know who's humorless? Chevy Chase. I interviewed him the other
Yeah.
day. I called him at his house. And he got all bent out of shape. And I said, hey, I won't call you at your house anymore. And then he calls up. He's just humorless.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Didn't you call him in the morning?
Yeah, big deal. So, you know, I mean, he's trying to promote that stupid movie of his, Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I hate Hollywood. I hate show business.
But why do you want to be in it so much? God, you're so
Well, I'm
torn,
outside.
man.
No.
You're so thick in the belly of it. I can't believe you won't ever cop to that.
But I'm not. Don't
Yes,
you see?
you are, Howard.
I'm gonna listen. I am now in the midst of making a movie
I
deal.
saw you one night on a talk show with Letterman, was it, or something?
Joan Rivers.
You were just absolutely cranky that he would have this Imus guy on. You were just livid and obsessed. And I said, "Geez, this guy has this more. This guy has this deeper in his system than any of us. Look how cranky he is that his competitor.
But if
was
I
like
make
All About Eve or something.
Yeah, but if I make a living creating original ideas and stuff, and a guy, you know, is just stealing everything I do, why wouldn't I be cranky about that? I mean, that's like if I worked for General Motors and somebody stole my design for a brand new car that was going to revitalize the car industry, and some guy got a hold of it and stole it.
Well,
Why wouldn't you?
Original idea that he copped, lesbian jeopardy, or
no, just
what?
about my whole attitude, the whole way I approach radio. When I got to New York, this guy was playing 19 records an hour, saying "I love you, baby," and then all of a sudden he's getting credit for all my bits.
Well, that sounds like classic old showbiz to me. That's
No, that's not classic old showbiz. That's history.
Thing.
That's history. No. Come on, Dennis. You've never innovated something brand new like I have. Nobody understands that. I'm like the Alexander Graham Bell of radio. You understand that.
I understand. I've never been on the cutting edge like you. You're right.
I didn't say you're not on the cutting edge.
I
didn't say it. I didn't say you were on the cutting edge, but I've gotten fired from too many places knowing that what I was doing was totally original until I started doing it. And when I started doing it, I had to get fired and all these... forget it. Forget it. I don't want to talk about it.
But look at the grassroots allegiance you've built over the years.
Well, that's true.
I mean, gee, that's why the people are probably intensely loyal to you. I have a theory that they get so little unfiltered entertainment in their life. And you're right. When you play in certain levels, you have to uphold a certain degree of decorum or you're going to get screwed out of any guests you want. But I think you're sort of like Howard Beale to them or something.
Well, I'm doing Letterman on the 10th.
Well, good. Then your whole thing worked. He didn't have Imus, right?
Right. So
you win.
I win. I win again. Ha-ha. And we have a film deal. I'm making a movie. What do you think of that?
Give me the premise.
Can't talk about it. But I have I have a film deal.
But
he's not in show business.
Disembodied voice.
I'm doing it without kissing the ass of anyone. Hey, let me tell you something, Dennis.
Believe me, somewhere along the line, there's going to be an ass right in front of you.
Yeah,
One of these days he's going to sell out,
right? Hey, so, Dennis.
Yeah.
You know what I said to Robin? The day you announced you were having a talk show? I said, Dennis will be calling. You'll see. He'll be back. As soon as he got something to plug.
I thought it was an April Fool's joke when he told me you were calling in.
No, I knew it. I knew you'd be back.
I finally thought it was time to lay down the gloves.
Yeah, no, I know. You know what it is.
Hands across the water.
I know.
I don't
But look,
know.
I waited 3 months into the talk show before I called. Don't you think if I would have wanted to launch it, I would have launched it on, tried to launch it on the show?
I don't know. I knew you'd call. I knew it. I knew it once you got the talk show.
You tried to make it without us.
Right, but you can't. You can't make it without us.
There's so many people leaning on me to call.
Robin told me not to take the call, but I took it anyway.
Why did you?
Why did Robin say that?
Yeah, no, you really, you should have thought about that if this is a problem for you.
It's not a problem. I never had a problem with
confront.
you. I don't have any problem with anybody. Everyone always develops a problem with me because I ask about their marriage.
But you can talk to him.
You gotta loosen up, Dennis. Gee whiz.
Well, like I said, I never considered the both of us to have similar sensibilities.
Of course.
I think at some point that, I'll talk about a lot of things. But I just,
it's a good thing you called in.
When it gets hurtful of somebody who hasn't come on the show, I find that a little uneasy. That's just me, though.
But he took it out of the show.
Right. Let me tell you something. It's a good thing you called in. I'm telling you. I had his first wife booked. I swear to God.
No.
As soon as Dennis was calling in,
We've been looking for her.
and then I canceled her, and I went with Dennis.
You're
smart.
Been looking for her.
I've been looking for her. I finally located her.
Does she have her own show?
No, actually, I did. We did speak with her, and but she decided not to come on her own. She didn't want. She wanted to drag up old memories and stuff. But hey, now you're happily married, and you have a beautiful wife. You got a hit talk show, right? Is it a hit? Would you say?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't say yes.
And you're doing well.
I think it's in its fledgling period, but I'm proud of the talk show. I think I do it all right. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it, but
I think you're doing fine.
It's a pretty crowded market out there.
Right, Robin? We think Dennis is doing just fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
I'm telling you. Your only problem is you're on Channel 11 here in New York. That's that's what's killing you.
What's the problem with that?
What's the problem with that? That's like being that's worse than the channel I'm on in New York. Channel 11, unless you got girls naked, you are not going to get ratings on Channel 11. People see Channel 11 in New York, and they tune right by it.
Well, it's like everything stops after 7.
Right. 2, 4, and 7 is fine. You go on 5, 9, or 11, people vomit.
Well, doesn't your thing on Saturday night do well? Somebody told me it beats SNL some nights.
It does. It beats Saturday Night Live almost every Saturday. But
what
look
do you
at
attribute that to?
But look at the filth I have to put on in order to get those kind of ratings. A regular show is not going to do that. I mean, my show is debauchery.
You might as well tell him what you're doing to get ratings.
Listen to what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Michael.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing for April sweeps to get ratings? Have you started thinking about it yet?
I heard a rumble that Todd Rundgren might get Utopia back together.
Okay, all right. You're going to have Todd Rundgren. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing an hour-long tribute to the breast. Now, listen to this. We're going to be rolling marbles off of women's breasts into, like, chocolate pudding. We're going to be taking women's breasts, putting them in paint, and then topless, they're going to press up against boards, and we're going to measure to see if their breasts are like snowflakes. Are they individually, are they all individually different?
Every breast is different.
Yeah,
That's
like snowflakes.
I don't think you can confine this to an hour.
Well, let me tell you something. I guarantee you it will be, I will have a 30 share with that show. A 30 share. On any given night, Letterman, Dennis Miller, Carson, they have their best night, a 4 or a 5 rating. I have a 30 share when I do that. Now, you tell me who knows what he's doing.
All right, but do you feel you've made a deal with the devil there? Or
no.
Does that please you?
Of course it pleases me.
Well, I don't never know about you. I don't know how much you strive to be an artiste and how much you...
Dennis, I can slip in some art every once in a while. Like this past Saturday, I did Stearns People's Court. I had a real judge, and we debated some issues.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't 5 minutes into that before I had a big-breasted woman come out. You got to slip in both, my friend. I'm telling you, anybody who thinks they're a purist in this business, ratings are God. And I went into this business knowing that I wasn't going to do a show where I had 3 people watching, but it was the best television show. Ratings are God.
You didn't care about the critics.
I don't care about the critics. I don't care if people think I'm hip. I don't care if people think I'm dirty. I don't care if people think I'm a moron. I give the people what they want.
Well,
you know where art is? Let me tell you, Dennis, this is a good lesson for you.
That having been said, I went into the show knowing I would be up at 6:55 one morning calling to New York.
That's right. Let me tell you where art is, my friend, and I mean this. And this is the best lesson anyone can teach you.
Jesus, Howard, I've never heard you get this tone in your voice. Go ahead.
Art is online at the unemployment office. Thank you.
Where I got let down the philosophical path and lapped with a bad pun 2x4.
So why'd you fire your band leader? I'll tell you why.
He didn't like it.
Let me tell you something.
No,
you guys
hated
nuts?
it.
Of course he hated it. The guy was in the police.
That's what I'm saying. He's played in front of like 400,000 people in Buenos Aires. I got him sitting in a little booth with an earpiece in trying to hit a cue for a Calgon commercial.
You need a little bald guy like Paul Schaefer.
Or Kevin Nealon.
Or Kevin Nealon.
I got this new guy, Goldblatt. He's good.
Well, let me tell you something. Andy Summers was pouty and grumpy. I mean, like, you would go to him. I mean, this guy was in the police playing to millions of people.
Right.
Well, the band leader shouldn't be a bigger star than the host.
Right. Not, really, seriously. Dennis, I don't even think you'd argue with that.
Well, it just seemed like, he wrote us a nice theme song. He's a nice guy.
Well, that's fine.
It's just after a month, he didn't, I never had one word of animosity with him. It's just at the end of the month, somebody said, Andy doesn't want to do it. And I said, well,
he's a multimillionaire. Well, he's not going to humiliate himself and stand there and be a band leader. He's Doc Severinsen suddenly.
Right. Well, I don't know. Maybe that'll happen with Jay and, Branford's a pretty big star, too, right?
Nah, Branford's a jazz musician. I saw Branford the other night. He's dying to get on the Tonight Show.
He likes to work.
Yeah.
Jazz musicians don't work.
I don't think Branford has the bankroll that Andy Summers of the Police has. I think Branford's plenty happy to be with Jay. I'm going on that show, too. Jay called as soon as that old fart Carson retires. I'm on the Tonight Show. How many more days?
Down to 51 days.
51 days till I'm on the Tonight Show.
You and are you and Jay friendly?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jay doesn't mind me talking about his personal life. He really does.
I don't mind it at all. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I don't get offended by that kind of stuff because that's my sensibility. Yeah. Hey, you can say whatever you want about me. Yeah. You can talk about me, you can talk about Mavis, for Christ's sake.
I'm telling you, Dennis, I'm friends with all of the big comics. Jay, David Letterman, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey, I've always said.
What have you always said?
That, you can say whatever you want about me. Just don't say bad things about Roseanne Barr.
Let me ask you something.
Now, see, Jerry's been, they hatched that show rather well, didn't they?
I saw you doing a show like that, actually. I was surprised you went to the interview format. I could see you doing something like that.
Oh, I don't know, Howard.
Sort of a hip, where are you calling from, your bedroom?
Yeah, I am.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? What? Let me ask you, what are you wearing?
What?
What are you sleeping?
Touching now?
What are you sleeping?
Talk slowly.
You there next to the beautiful Allie?
Yeah, Allie's right here. Want to say hi?
I sure do.
Say hi, Allie.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, Allie. I just want to say something.
Huh?
I think you... Dennis, I'm talking to Allie.
Oh, I'm sorry. He wants to talk.
Allie?
She fell asleep.
Oh, man.
She's scared of you,
I'm really excited.
I had that effect on women. I just want to tell her how beautiful I think she is.
He says he thinks you're beautiful.
And even though you were angry at Dennis...
even though I was feuding with you, I'm not feuding with her.
Even though he was feuding with me and angry with me, it never ate into his devotion to you.
Put her on.
And Gilbert wants to say hi.
I think she'd like to listen to me at 6 o'clock in the
Gilbert
morning.
doesn't get to talk to girls.
Yeah.
Robbie's the only one willing to talk to him. She's hiding in a glass booth.
that all-night girl.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I'll tell you one thing.
Now, Gilbert, who gets higher ratings on that show? You do it one night and she does it the other night. Who gets higher ratings?
She does. She does.
Really?
Yeah. I'm thinking of getting rid of Gilbert. Gilbert has this thing when he's not there. When he hosts up all night, and then they have some beautiful buxom girl.
Right.
And I gotta know that the beautiful buxom girl gets higher ratings, right?
I don't know. I never checked into the ratings.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
He's totally unconcerned.
That's the sidekick you should get, Dennis. You should get
I've got this Nick Bakay guy now. It's starting to work out.
No, you should get a girl with jugs the size of a... Go ahead, Gilbert, help me out.
The size of a...
I'm just thinking about how beautiful Dennis's wife is and how beautiful Mrs. Belzer is and how I'd like to be with both of them. Belzer's... You know who Belzer's wife is?
Harley?
Harley.
Yeah,
Harley Davidson. She's a porno actress.
Oh, really?
She was in Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Well, I don't know what it is. You mean hard porno or it's just one of these?
No, it was R-rated.
Yeah, well, that's not porno.
Softcore porno. You see a breast. Tell you something. You got to get a girl with giant breasts on your show to sidekick. I'm telling you. I know you think that's despicable, but you need a girl with boobs the size of Kevin Nealon's bald head. I'm telling you.
And twice as shiny.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had Kevin on and asked him this stuff?
No, I think actually he has hair plugs, Robin.
Really?
Yeah. It's not a toupee.
Because he looks like a G.I. Joe doll.
Who was it that told him they saw him in a hot tub without a hairpiece?
Jackie. No, I don't know. Who said that,
He was
Jackie?
floating next to him.
I don't know. I can't believe I can't speak to Allie. She's not talking to me, huh? So you're
She's
talking...
up now. She's grilling me some griddle cakes.
What's going on with Allie? She's still working, or she's pretty much retired?
You know, we had a baby, Howard.
You're kidding.
A baby Howard?
I didn't know that. You named it Howard?
Yes.
That would be an honor.
This is our baby Howard.
What'd you name the baby? Oh, wait, let me guess. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a little boy.
All right, I'll say Cody.
I'll say Regis.
No. Let me think. It's not Cody. Give me 3 guesses, all right?
Butterfly.
Joshua.
It's either Josh. It's something with a J. Am I right?
Jew. Well, but you're
Jew.
you're only
Jew
one letter
excrement.
away.
What?
You're 1 letter away. When you...
K?
Wait.
No, you're 2 letters.
L.
It's H.
Oh, H? Really?
No, going the other way.
So it is Howard. It's like Howard.
No, what is... Let's see. Let me think. Harvey. No, nobody would do that.
No, not Henry.
Not
no.
Henry. Hank?
No. That's your 3. Holden.
Heine.
Holden.
Holden.
I was just about to say that.
Oh,
Holden.
From Catcher in the Rye.
Why are you doing that?
We named him William Holden after Catcher in the Rye.
Why are you doing that?
I like that name.
I knew a guy in high school, Holden McGroin. No, Holden is not.
It's not a name.
That's
Why
not
didn't
a
you
name.
name him Ishmael?
Ishmael. See, I gave my daughters normal names.
What are their names?
Butterfly, Freedom.
No, Deborah, and Emily. And you know what? That's all. Kids don't want to stand out. They don't want to stand out. They just want to have regular names and sort of blend in with the
So
rest
he's
of their
going to
friends.
have to have a nickname.
It'll be Holden McGroin. I'm telling you, that's what happens to
That's
kids.
right, but
Kids
I'm
are
saying
vicious.
that's why he'll run around with a nickname all the time.
I know kids are vicious. Most of them were vicious to me. I'm telling you.
Is that the germ of this whole sort of rant thing? You do?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? What were they mean to you about?
I found being a child very painful.
Well, who did join the club? But...
Well, I know people who've had happy childhoods. I just found it very painful getting just being humiliated and being what. Gilbert's starting to cry. Gilbert's got the same story.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Bad
Gilbert.
memories.
Yeah.
Well, what was your physical liability that they beat you up?
No, it wasn't even that. It was that I was white. And I lived in an all-black neighborhood, and it wasn't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I also felt that school placed me in a situation where I had to be with people I didn't particularly ever want to be with. You were locked. It was almost like prison. And it was very painful.
Right.
You know, you were some interviewer, Dennis. The way you're pulling this out of me. You are pulling things out of me. I've never... you have learned to interview.
And now, this is your catharsis as an adult, this ability to make people feel equally ill at ease.
Oh, come on. Hey, is this so bad? You know you're having a good time.
Howard, I always had a good time with you. I thought we hurt somebody's feelings, for God's sakes. You got to remember that different people have different strokes, and I felt uneasy about that.
I cut it out
and
of the show.
Every time I went to talk to you, I thought, this guy is so unfiltered. I know he'll bring that up now, and I just don't like making certain people feel uneasy. That's just me, man. Maybe I got my weird tics, too.
But, Dennis, remember we said we'd cut it out of the show? Did that
we didn't
make
want
any impact at all?
None.
You know, probably didn't, because I never even thought of it.
Oh.
I love your wife, man. She is so hot. Has she lost all her weight since the baby?
Yeah, she lost everything,
Wow.
in 2 weeks.
I don't know why my wife can't lose all the weight.
Oh, please, will you stop comparing
Because
your
you
wife?
gave your kids normal names.
No, it's just, is she still modeling, your wife?
No, Allie doesn't model anymore.
Oh, I wish I could just see her right now. Can you, next time you're in New York, can you bring her here? In fact, could she come here without you even? I don't even care if you're here.
What's she wearing right now? What is she sleeping?
That's the...
That Gilbert. Isn't that disgusting?
Gilbert Gottfried just asked what you sleep in.
Shh. We're about to get an answer.
She's got an anti-Gilbert flak jacket on.
What woman doesn't?
Gilbert's touching himself right now. Gilbert, get your hand off my leg, you pervert. All right, Dennis.
Hey, how come I haven't heard from Jackie? Is Jackie still with you?
Jackie Martley, sure.
Is he sitting there?
Yeah, we try to keep him quiet. He ruins the show.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Dennis. How you doing, man?
Good.
Goes to
Oh, now Jackie's going to be like, Dennis is really a good guy. He remembers you.
I hang with him.
You can't win with you, Howard.
He's a really good
Thanks anyway, Dan.
You can't win with you. If you're
Hey, look at
polite,
Jackie.
you're vapid.
Look at Jackie. He goes, thanks anyway, Den.
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 Yeah, all of a sudden you're dead.
Yeah, Den.
Oh,
Thanks, Dan.
You know what? You cannot believe the legion of people I have had come up to me in the interim 4 years and ask me about this riff.
I know, it's stupid, though. And I used to tell people, I said, Dennis is upset. I asked about his first wife. Big friggin' deal. I even cut it out of the show. God.
Well, Howard Stern, I can't figure out, man. I don't know. Sometimes I think you hate me. Sometimes I think you really like me.
I always liked you. Always liked you.
Well, what's the weirdness about, man? Why can't
It's you. I'm telling you, you're one of those guys. You're too hip for the room. You're always uptight. I'm not uptight. You could ask me about anything.
No, I'm not uptight either, man. But you have to understand, there's, certain people have different ways about them, you know?
Well, hey, you'll be saddened to know your ex-wife was Friday's dial-a-date.
Oh, stop.
Just kidding. Just kidding. And we're not going to hurt anybody. Except for Gilbert.
All right, well, I'll be watching you on The Tonight Show. What night you on there?
Well, Jay's people have called. I'm being serious. Jay's people called, and...
You don't have a date locked in yet?
No, he said as soon as Carson gets out of there, because Carson's such a control freak, and as soon as he gets rid of that disgusting Freddie DeCordova. Well, you can put it in those words, but I could just imagine. Can you imagine doing a show and Freddie DeCordova's hanging over your shoulder?
All right.
And you just got to sit there and count the days till Freddie's gone?
Well, Freddie's actually kind of funny. Have you ever met him?
Oh.
He's got great stories, man.
Yeah.
He's a great raconteur.
Who don't you like? Name one person before you go who you don't like.
Besides me.
Right, besides Gilbert.
Yeah.
Come on, be serious. Someone in show business you don't like. Somebody powerful.
I thought Elliot Gould was a weird cat.
All right. I'm with you on that.
I mean, he came
But Elliot Gould can't
Come
help
on,
him.
he can't hurt you.
I got the feeling as Elliot Gould sat there that he reveled in your discomfort that he wasn't answering your question.
Right.
But he's not a powerhouse in the business.
Yeah.
Right. He can't bother you.
California split 2, due out July 8th. What, are you kidding me?
What are you talking? Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. Hey, Dennis, you're on television here in New York.
Hey, now listen, Howard, when you come to Los Angeles, I hear all these stories about how everybody out here is laying down turf, that if you do my show, you can't do this guy's show the next night and all that. You go ahead, you do Jay's show first, and then if you want to come over and visit, you come visit. If you don't, you don't have to. But you can come the next night. You can fit it in when you're here if you're only here for a couple days. I'm not worried about all that crap.
I'd like to do your show, but I got to check with Letterman first. If he tells me it's okay.
Yeah, well, I think, I was on David's show, and he said he wanted to do it.
Really?
He said it on the air, so I guess that he...
I got to check, right? I'm like David Brenner. I got to check with Letterman.
Right, you have to talk to Letterman.
Yeah,
I understand all those
If Dave says it's okay, then I'll be more than happy to come on. So
I
it's up to
understand
Dave.
all those allegiances.
You're not going to destroy my career.
All I know is I was doing Letterman pretty regularly, and I went and I did Bill... You know Bill Boggs, that guy from, New York? Remember, it's like a little...
He used to host the Comedy Shack.
Well, right.
That was a big career move.
Well, okay, Bill Boggs called me and said, hey, look, I'm sort of in trouble here. Could you help me out and come on the show? And I said, sure, why not? And I'd been fired from NBC. I went on. Letterman wouldn't have me on for months and was pissed off and said to me, how could you do that show? Because they were on against... I said, it's a meaningless show. What? They get upset over there. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not kidding. They really do. Like, they act like Dave doesn't care, but he cares.
All right. Well, if he does care, that's fine too.
No, but I'll check. But I'll
come over to KTLA and say hi, and I'll.
All right. I also have to ask. I have to ask Boyer Vision also. They're on Channel J. No, I'll be happy to come on. But here's the deal. Let's give a plug, okay? You're on Channel 11 in New York.
Which you tell me is problematic.
Well, okay, but let's promote it and see if we
come on after the Jeffersons.
Right, Wheezy. That's
I'm moving on.
Moving on. But what is your lead on Channel 11?
Honeymooners.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. I mean, Honeymooners is a great show, but we've seen it 900 times. It doesn't get better each time I see it either. You know what I mean?
It's that familiar stuff, Howard. People cling to that. They love that stuff. It
No,
reminds them of an easier time.
No, Joan Rivers and Geraldo are having a hard time on that channel, too. It's so, if you ever feel down about it, you call me. I'll tell you everything about Channel 11. And you know that Channel 11 sucks.
Well, you work with them, right?
No, I work with Channel 9. They suck, too.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm on a sucky channel. You know what my lead-in is? A 2.5.
And what do you take it up to?
25 share.
What does that share mean? What is the
I get an 18. Number? I get about a 8. I take it from a 2.5 to about a 10 or 11 with a 25 share.
And do you really think it comes down to the Foxy boxing and all
that? Yeah.
At least the channel I'm on is very important.
I've done shows with flat-chested girls. I get no ratings, right, Robin?
Yeah, you proved that to me on the breast show.
You're not kidding. You gotta have girls.
Well, at least you've got your teeth down on the bone of the truth.
And everyone puts me down for it, but hey, I'm telling you, I know what people want. It's proven. And you're in Philly. What channel are you on in Philly?
I don't even know. I'm not hyping you. I have had such a rigorous 2 months trying to learn how to do the show that I haven't really done much
promotion.
Yeah.
So well, you should do promotion.
Well, I have to start now.
Yeah. All right. In Washington, you find out where you're on in Washington. We'll plug it and find out where you're on in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I should probably know all that.
Yep.
Oh, I know in L.A. it's KTLA.
What time?
We're on 11:30 here.
Okay.
We do pretty well out here.
Well, that's what I mean. You got to get out and get the word out. All right. And don't be so angry and bitter.
Huh?
Don't be angry and bitter. I'm glad you called in.
I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. But boy, you know, you're going to bump up against people in life, Howard. And we bumped up against each other for a while.
Well, I seem to bump up against everybody, and I don't even care.
Where do you stand with Sam now? Didn't you and Sam go in and out for a while?
Kinnison and I are tight.
But for a while, wasn't it weird?
We had a little falling out,
but
it was no major deal.
Yeah.
Kinnison behaved himself, and I behaved myself. We didn't get too carried away with it, and I have a very strong feeling for Sam. I would do anything for him. He's been a very good friend to me.
Well, Howard, you slap us all around, and we all come back, babe, because you're the king, I guess.
Well, thank you, Dennis. And let me tell you something. I knew you'd be back. I didn't think it would be this long. And I want you to kiss that wife of yours for me.
Well, I will say this about you. You're certainly the most unfiltered son of a bitch on American media.
Well,
so
thank you.
You should get kudos for that for some reason. I really believe nobody...
See you now?
I don't think anybody speaks as unfiltered as you.
And let me say something. When you have a guest on your TV show who's as unfiltered as me, the ratings go up, right? You like that. People like that.
What do you do for Letterman?
You know what I do for Letterman. Ask your bosses over there what I do when I go on the Letterman show. I triple his ratings. And Joan Rivers, the same thing. Robin, what does unfiltered mean?
I think he says you almost tell the truth, but you actually do tell the truth.
I tell it the truth. I tell you right now.
He's telling the truth.
I tell the truth. I tell the truth. I be telling the truth. People in Hollywood are such phonies. They're not used to anybody telling the truth, saying real, genuine thoughts and how they feel. I'm telling you, Dennis.
But don't you aspire? I mean, wouldn't you want to be out here? If they offered you a 5-night-a-week show,
they've offered it to me. The Fox Network offered me a 5-night-a-week show to take over for Joan Rivers after she failed at beating Johnny Carson.
And you weren't interested?
I said no, and I'll tell you why. Because I knew it would have failed. They could not handle me. It was not but a month later, I went on the very same Fox Network with Arsenio Hall. I sat down. In 5 minutes, they had me thrown out of the building because I started to talk about how Edgar Rosenberg was killed by the Fox Network. And everybody threw me out of the building. I was escorted by the police out of the building.
Well, because it's a Seinfeld bit.
Let me tell you something. People cannot deal with honest and open discussion. And I'm my own man. Michael Ovitz can kiss my big black fat ass. And all the rest of the sniveling morons out there. Unless they have a film for me, then I'll suck. Because let me tell you, and the same thing with the film deal. Let me tell you something, Dennis. The reason the film companies are all meeting with me next week, and I'll tell you what, they're all flying in here to New York to meet with me. And I don't care if anyone believes it, because it's true. The reason they're all coming after me is because they know the film I do will not fail. It will have big-breasted women. There'll be lesbian scenes. Hello?
I'm here.
All right, you're taking notes.
It'll be the TV show without the bars.
Right. It's going to be something else.
Did you ever hear the story about Sam stalking off the set of the Eskimo film?
Yeah.
That was foolish. I told
love
Sam.
the image of Sam at 8 in the morning with that horned hat on.
Let me tell you, walking through Los Angeles. Well, Sam, I've often talked to Sam about that. I said, you should never burn Hollywood people. If they devote $5 million to you, then you got to go through with it. Make the best of the situation. My movie will make money.
There's my son, Holden. Holden. Let
me talk to Holden.
It's Uncle Howie.
How old is Holden?
How old is Holden?
He's 22 months.
See, you got to come out to my house, man. We'll play with the kids and everything.
He looks like he just woke up. Aren't they the cutest?
Yeah, they're the greatest for 5 minutes.
It's Howard Stern.
I throw the kids to my wife after 5 minutes.
Oh, he just woke up. He can't get speech together yet.
See that? He can get the speech together. Believe me. Tell him it's show business. You get right on the air. Same with Gilbert. He can't get speech together the first half hour of the show.
Here, honey, say hi to Howard for a second.
Hello? Holden? Holden? This is Uncle Howard.
Holden, what are you wearing?
I'm sorry.
What happened to Holden?
Just asked my son what he's wearing.
Yeah. Gilbert's got a lot of emotional problems.
Holden, how big are your testicles?
Gilbert's like, Holden, can you send me a Polaroid of yourself?
Put your hand inside your diaper and rub.
Gilbert's a little pervert.
What a sicko.
I hope you never have Gilbert on your show.
He's too
If I could
unfiltered.
pass any lesson on to you as a son, it's to avoid Gilbert Gottfried.
Holden gets more women than Gilbert.
Holden, I want you to unpin your diaper, okay? just reach around and slowly unpin.
All right. Come on, Gilbert. Stop revealing your true
He
self.
sounds too familiar with this
Slap
character.
some baby powder on.
Well, Dennis, we're here to help you. You can feel free to call in anytime or come visit us, and we'll help you with your TV show and get the word out that there's a new...
I won't abuse the privilege, Howard, but if you are in Los Angeles, you want to stop over, come
Well,
over
thank
and
you.
say hi.
I'd be happy to do that. I'm sure we could create some real fun.
And
be honest, how'd you like...
I will see you in 2005 here.
And give you
Yeah, that's the next scheduled appointment?
Right, well, as soon as I'm #1 in Los Angeles, I will be coming to Los Angeles, and I will be partying with you.
Well, somebody told me you are #1, right?
Not yet. We're about a point away.
Who's in your crosshair?
We are taking Mark and Brian right down. Ratings, man. Remember, ratings. That's the key. They love you when you got the ratings.
Well,
go for it, Dennis. Get
Mark
into it
and
with a
Brian,
vengeance.
bungee cord and all that. What do you do?
Yeah, I got to go bungee cord. That really helped them, didn't it? Let me tell you, Dennis, that's the way to get ratings. You got to go for the jugular.
Well,
Don't be laid back.
All right, Stern.
Give the people what they want.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
All righty.
All right.
Oh, here he's talking now.
All right, let me rap to him. Gilbert, you be quiet.
Yeah, no.
Good morning, Holden. How are you? Good morning, Howard. Yes? This isn't Holden. That's Allie.
That's Allie.
Let me speak to Allie. Allie.
This is fire.
Keep talking.
Holden, this is Uncle Howard.
Oh, talk slowly, Holden.
Gilbert, shut up.
You know what he just said to me?
Something about a spider.
No, yeah, but his first words were he wanted me to put a peace bond on Gilbert.
All right, Dennis, I'll let you go.
Bye-bye.
All right, good luck.
Take care.
And good luck with your new show, and everyone should watch it right here in New York, Channel 11 at midnight tonight.
Well, thank you for having me on, Howard.
You're welcome.
Whoa, hey.
Don't be scared. All right,
Are you on a 7-second thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank goodness.
Wait, could you put Holden back on?
Okay. All right, Dennis, we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Dennis Miller. We always liked Dennis Miller.
He's scared. What is to be scared of?
I had to bleep that sentence off. He said he was scared S-less.
My goodness, are you that frightening? I'm certainly not.
His wife is so adorable, man.
What did you think of that kid, though?
An adorable kid, too.
Did you hear what he said to you? Kevin Nealon is bald. That's what he was saying.
Yes.
Uncle Gilbert. Uncle Gilbert.
His wife, I was doing, his wife.
Oh, Holden.
No, I'm talking about his wife. Gilbert's still on Holden.
He's fixated on
I'd
Holden.
like to be Holden.
Yeah, I didn't know you like young boys.
Gilbert, you never told us this before.
You know, that would explain why you're still a bachelor.
Yes.
Did you discover this while you were in the
That's how
hospital?
they describe homosexuals in newspapers. Well, he's still a bachelor.
Gilbert likes anything warm. Young warm boy, young warm diaper.
I'll have
He
sex
struck
with
out with
oatmeal.
women. He's trying children now.
Yeah. Oh, Holden, go over that tree and pose.
Taking a page out of Uncle Eddie's handbook.
Holden, you're so natural.
Oh, yes.
You're so natural, so uninhibited.
Your skin is so pink. Would you like a spanking, Holden?
You've been bad.
Oh, we've both been bad boys. It's time for a discipline.
Gilbert would have sex with laundry that just came out of the dryer. Nice and hot laundry.
Well, yeah, it's hot and wet.
Hot laundry.
Oh,
Holden.
Oh, give me that sock.
I remember I was doing the radio show. We were out in Los Angeles, and his wife was sitting at a table and just wearing bicycle pants and like a tight tank top.
And you remember what she was wearing?
Oh, can you believe it? How many years ago was that? Isn't that amazing?
Was 5 years ago.
remember
Bicycle pants.
Being out in L.A. and Holden was wearing Pampers. And they were... The Velcro is kind of opening on the side there.
Yeah, you can see the whole
A
thigh.
real turn on. A real turn on.
Oh, Gilbert. But I remember she was really good looking.
Yeah, very pretty. Model. You're not lying.
I said, yeah, honey. I said, Dennis, give her a kiss for me in the most unnatural of places. Then he stormed off. Don't play any of that. Edit it out. He was uptight about his first wife.
Yeah, a little sensitive in that area.
Yeah, well.
Holden has some sensitive areas.
Oh, behave, Gilbert.
Gilbert, you could go to jail for those thoughts.
People will start to watch you.
I don't care. I don't care if I go to jail. I have to say what I mean. I have to say what's in my heart. There's nothing wrong with how I feel.
Maybe they should watch you.
You ever see those guys from NAMBLA?
Yeah.
The men's, what is it, NAMBLA?
The Man-Boy Love Association.
Yeah, they talk about how, like they say, don't you see it's wrong that boys are underage and they don't know what they're doing? They know what they're doing. They seem to enjoy it. We don't force them.
Children know, and they should be able to give consent.
You can see the look in their eyes. When Gilbert was in the hospital, he'd slip into one of those doctor uniforms and go to the pediatric ward. Hello, boys. Uncle Gilbert.
Time for your rectal examination. Now just
Gilly.
take a deep breath. This won't hurt a bit.
Short, shallow breaths. Cough.
Just here, bounce up and down on my lap. That's it.
You're a nice boy. You're Dennis Miller's son.
Yeah. Here, why don't you climb up my leg like you always do? Climb up my leg and slide down.
Touch Uncle Gilbert's candy cane. All right, Gilbert.
Here, let
Gilbert,
me swing you around.
Even I'm disgusted by you. By the way, Gilbert will be at the Funny Bone if you want to bring your kids.
Yes.
Clean show.
Half price if you bring your family.
No, let's see. What are you going to be at Funny Bone?
Well, it's on the 3rd, Howard.
3rd of April.
Yes, in
All right.
Philadelphia. And USA Up All Night.
Right. And also the Modell's commercials.
That's right. I'll have to check those
And
out.
Caroline sometime.
Yeah, Gilbert, Caroline sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Boy, the lucky guy who gets to marry Caroline, Robin.
Well, she's holding out.
Oh, did you say Holden?
No, that was Holden.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, cry harder. Oh. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, turn over. Oh.
Ecstasy.
Oh.
Gilbert's in ecstasy.
I'll tell you.
Oh, here, cigarette?
Robin, anything you want to wrap up with? It's getting to that time.
Well, I just wanted to point out here that it says in Richard Johnson's column today that Sharon Stone is dating Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah, it figures. Some country bumpkin getting all that good trim.
Well, she's too old for me.
Yeah.
She's out of diapers, that's true.
You want their child.
I'd like to get Holden out of diapers. Ooh.
And as I said before, I'm reading all the papers. They think Billy Crystal was brilliant.
Yeah, well. Even Dennis Miller didn't think he was brilliant.
He said that was a great line.
One line.
Yeah, but he said that was worth the whole trip.
I was sitting there going, man, I could have done such a better job with those Academy Awards. Everyone would have left. It was like the whole stadium would have been empty.
Walked out.
You know, people just leaving, Barbra Streisand leaving in disgust.
People not wanting to accept their awards.
You're bitch, what are you, surprised you didn't get the directing award? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you would have made fun of all the losers.
Yeah, stupid ass. Hey, black guy, what's that movie you made? Boys in the Hood? They just nominated you because you're black. No one saw that movie. Didn't you think that, Robin, in a way?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yes. Dr. Gottfried thinks so.
Dr. Gottfried always thinks that.
I didn't see that movie, so I can't really comment, but was it that good?
It was as good as Beauty and the Beast.
Was it?
I mean, if they're getting so low that they're getting animated films and nominating them, obviously they were short on films.
Don't you think they should let me host the Academy Awards?
No.
Mr. Streisand, go count your money, you banana nose.
Can you imagine who would they get as presenters that year?
No one.
Liza and Shirley wouldn't have been there.
My two presenters would be like Gilbert and Belzer.
They'd have to present every award.
Yeah. Here's Gilbert and Belzer to present all the rest of the awards.
But, you know, before I give out the award, when you think about Indonesia and how Bush is sending, like, troops in there, let's talk about it seriously, man.
Who was it that came out and started doing a whole AIDS speech?
Yeah, Richard Gere did an AIDS speech.
Yeah, he's cool.
And somebody else did something political. Oh, the GE woman.
Oh, yeah. Don't buy any GE products.
Boycott GE.
Yeah, why should we boycott GE?
Because they build weapons.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Well, who do you think protected you over in Iraq, you bitch? What's wrong with you? I'll sit in the dark. I'll boycott GE.
been her follow-up. His follow-up to her.
Yeah, I love GE, okay? I love electricity. I love light. Then he goes sit in the dark. Oh, man. Oh, they build weapons. They're bad people. Hey, you need weapons. There's a lot of animals out there. A lot of nut jobs. Ever hear of a guy called Colonel Gaddafi? Do you believe Gaddafi's in control of the whole country? He's only a colonel? That guy's so incompetent, he's only a colonel.
Yeah, he's too stupid to make himself a general.
Yeah, dope. Holden.
Oh, Holden, please. Oh, please. Oh, please, tighter. Put those little fists on me.
All right. Now have the presidential candidates' views on gay and lesbian rights.
Yeah.
Apparently, some gay organization sends out a questionnaire to the candidates. And that's how they find out how they...
How big are you? How big is your penis?
Where they stand on the issues.
Governor Brown, where is your penis at on this issue?
Do you like to be the man or the woman?
Jerry Brown says that he supports the right of same-sex couples to marry and enjoy the same legal and tax benefits
is the kind of sex we go for.
As heterosexual couples.
Wow.
Clinton, however, is opposed to same-sex marriages.
I'm not. I love it.
But he is on the right side of most of the civil rights and anti-discrimination.
How does he feel about sex with
the military?
How does he feel with sex with Gilbert and Holden? Is that wrong?
If we truly love each other.
Oh, dear.
He loves his Uncle Gilbert.
Also, they had to arrest a few people in front of that auditorium where they held the debate.
Right. Last night.
I suppose some protesters got a little out of hand. They were trying to make it in. It was that Lenora Falani group. I suppose they wanted her in on the debate since she is running for president.
I heard she withdrew, though. Didn't she have to New Hampshire? She said that she wasn't running for president?
I didn't hear that.
Oh. Yeah, we know her. She's a big loudmouth, Lenora Finale.
Finale?
Whatever. Falani.
Yes.
I don't know. You know. I mean, she's a nice lady when you get her one-on-one, but she's got some pretty convoluted ideas.
She's radical.
Yeah. Hey,
Jerry Brown also says he's opposed to abortion, but he doesn't want to impose his views on others.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
I wouldn't mind imposing my views on Holden.
You know who's pretty good looking?
Who?
Holden? That gay guy at the Academy Awards. He was a pretty good looking
guy. You thought he was good looking? I thought he was strange looking.
No.
Describe him slowly.
Oh, dear.
He looks pretty muscular.
He looked very muscular, but it was just something about the body and the head. It looked like his head was on someone else's body.
Lurch. Like a young lurch. Not through my eyes.
Wow.
It was a very moving speech. What did you call him, the widow? that was particularly pleasant. That was very sensitive. Oh, look, it's the widow.
They want to be married, and that's the widow.
You're outrageous. You've gone over the line.
What is he, a homo widow? Tell him not to marry another homo. He wouldn't be a widow. Tell him that straight people live long, okay?
What are Mark and Brian doing today? Are they slashing their wrists?
I hope so.
Yeah, good.
There's no reason to stay around and get this final humiliation.
Anybody left listening to them? Go ahead, Robin.
I think that's it for me.
All
I don't
right.
have another thing to say.
Good. I hope Gilbert's going to shut up. Gilbert, it's always good to see you. I can't wait till you come back.
Yes.
Oh, seriously. And it's always, I love having Gilbert in. I do. And then go see him at the Funny Bone.
In Philadelphia on the 3rd.
That's right.
USA up all night Saturday.
Right.
Caroline's I don't know when.
Right.
Call them and ask.
Gary, no more Gilbert until fall.
We got to put a little space between his visits.
4-year visit.
And I'll be in Holden's playroom.
Right. You'll be flying out to the Miller household.
Yes.
You really got taken with that kid. I've never seen you like this. Jackie Penthouse, Joe Page Martling.
Yeah?
Tomorrow night, April 2nd at Zodiac in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Go try and stump the jokeman.
A man goes into a whorehouse.
Thursday, April 16th at Rascals by the Shore in Ocean Township, New Jersey. For jokes and info, dial 516-9221. By the way, tomorrow, Robin, we'll play that game where we count how many ums and ahs.
Great.
Okay, on the Academy Award speech by Jonathan Demme. Boy Gary this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. Bergen Home Fitness Center on Route 46 in Fairfield, New Jersey. And this Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. at Zips Toys in Ardmore, Pennsylvania for the Simpsons Original Animation Art Sale. Go see Stuttering John and Bazookas in Bridgewater, New Jersey on Thursday, April 2nd from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. as John will be signing autographs. And if you're planning a wedding or party and you need a mobile DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. Do we have commercials, Fred, or a song? What? What did you just say?
After all, we can see what he has next hour. We should do commercials.
All right, very good, Fred. You take over, and we'll see you tomorrow. Robin, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.